kanina, nag-breakfast, kailangan daw, sir, i-differentiate anong difference ng journalist, ng vlogger, at ng troll. Oo.
Okay.
Kasi favorite mo yan sila ngayon.
Ay, oo, nakakatuwa dahil sabi nga nila with the advent of social media, employment has blossomed because some got their jobs as trolls. At hindi sila kilala, walang W.
Mas malaki kita doon.
So, walang passion.
Maraming cellphones.
Malaking sweldo ko nagsabi nun, ha?
Nag-boom yung industriya
Yun
ng
daw- yun daw
cellphones
ang
at
kalakaran
iba.
nun.
Let's start.
Meron ba
Press
kang
freedom
ganun? Sa-
under the Duterte
Wala nga kami ba, bakit
administration.
ako binabanatan?
How does that sound to you?
That he did
Because
sell
we've
the-
heard
Kailangan
of
natin mag-
people say, bakit naman ganun yung mga statements na wala ka ng prangkesa, hindi ko pipirman yan, ahadlanan ko yan, kung ginuyo nyo ko dyan, yung check yun, asa, pakikita ko, yung mga ganun. Pagkatapos, yun ikang particular na pahayagan, may bias. Ano ba nakakatakot, yung bias o yung bayad? No, we have to distinguish that dahil kung ang bias ng media ay para sa katotohanan, then wala tayong problema. Pero kung may bias dahil sa bayan, iba ko usapan. We're joined this morning by Undersecretary Joel Egco. Siya po ay nasa
The Manila
Presidential
Times.
Task Force
The
on
Manila Times.
Media Security.
On leave.
He used to be with the Manila
yan
Times
ba?
and he's on leave at
What's
the
your last
moment.
name?
We're joined by the former president of
Bali,
FOCAP, Jason Gutierrez. I don't know whether he feels mas delikado sa Pilipinas kaysa nung madestino siya sa Afghanistan. And he's also writing for the New York Times.
After I left inquiry.
Mr. Paolo Garcia, the Vice President for
After I left
Operations
inquiry.
noon
Yes,
sa
po.
Kasi
Libertas.
Manila Times.
Francis Cardona of
25 years scholar.
KBP is supposed to be with us, but
Sabi ko, ayoko na. I'd like
hindi
to
siya
stay in
nag-okay
social
pag
media.
na-stop sa Tarlac. Professor Danilo
Kailan po?
Arao,
Kailan po?
Salong Curado, ng
I
Taga-Unity
left.
College of Mass
I was
Communication.
severed by...
Ariel Zumildino, Executive Director of PPI. Raymond Villanueva, the Director of the National Union of Journalists of the Philippines. And of course, ang ating kaibigan si Ma'am Belinda Bunana. You know, it's a pleasure to have these persons this morning. Siguro, let's start with the situation Mr. Undersecretary. Parang delikado talaga dahil kayo yung hinirang na task force, head ng media security. May dahilan ba para ma-insecure ang media under the Duterte administration?
Ako lang yata ang hindi free.
Bakit?
Mas free ako nung nasa media.
Pero powerful ka ngayon.
Yes, okay.
Puro task, wala pang force. Thank you, Melo. Good morning. Well, as far as I'm concerned, kasi my office, the task force is concerned. Very specific naman yung task niya. It's about, pressing issue on media security, about media killings and all that. So, by the letter naman, we are following the mandate of Administrative Order Number 1, which is principally nga to safeguard the safety, no, and to safeguard the welfare and kasi we have a definition na kasi ng media worker. So, dinescribe na natin yan. So, pasok naman lahat doon sa definition ng pinaglaban talaga. I'm so glad na
One of those.
that PPI, NUJP, CMFR, KBP, NPC, andun lahat. PAPI, of course, kasama doon.
Teka, ano spelling ng papi?
PAPI. So, sabi ko nga doon sa mga fellow government workers, I'm sorry, I came from the media. We're parang leaning heavily toward the interest of the media here in this task force. So, insofar as the task force is concerned, we're really catering to the needs of media workers, no, of the industry. Ngayon, if the question is, what's the question again, Kuya?
Safe ba ang media ngayon?
Hindi natin masasabi actually kasi hindi naman overnight matatapos yan. But we have observed a marked improvement nga in terms of our response to dangers, no, to distress calls from our colleagues in the media. Mabilis na. Unlike before, government came in lang after the fact. Pagka patay na. Pag may patay na.
May soko na.
May soko na. So, task force usig na agad yun. Pag pumasok ang usig, that means you're dead. But this time, yung usig, medyo inano natin sa task force eh. Binago natin yung kanyang mandate, dinagdagan actually. No? At the first sign of trouble, pag tinawagan ka ng task force, anuhan nyo na agad, pasukin nyo na agad.
Okay.
But up to now, we're still adjusting. Kasi nag-usap kami ng USIG leadership. Sir, wala sa mandate namin. Yeah, I understand. So, kukuha tayo ng siguro from the Directorate for Investigation Operations. Ngayon kasi yung DIDM Directorate for Investigation and Detective Management.
Okay.
USIG lang ang kasama doon sa task force na nagre-represent. But somehow, may conflict nga doon sa mandate nila, tsaka mandate ng task force. Pero andyan din naman ang NBI.
Okay.
So, ang ginagawa natin, talagang purely so far, coordination. Pagka may sinampal, may minura, in-action na natin agad. So, sa ngayon, well, comparatively, relatively mas na-actionan kasi. But I cannot say that wala ng danger. Of course, the danger still lurks in the darkest corners of our of the environment na ginagalawan natin. But yun nga lang, ang kainaman lang ngayon nga is meron ka agad.
May tutugon.
May tutugon. Kung may danger ka, madilim dyan, may nagpa-flashlight agad.
Okay.
So, lalayo yung kung sino man yung dapat lumayo. So, basically, that's the...
Okay. Alright. Ariel, sa
Can I
PPI.
just say something?
Yes, please. Use the microphone.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. I know your heart where it's supposed to be. Pero the challenge is
Pakilapit
that
lang yung microphone. Yan.
ang pinaka-challenge sa task force na yun is to look into the past cases.
Yes.
Mas lalong umigting yung problema ng task force na yan kasi ina-anticipate nila yung mga future harassments and violence. Pero ngayon, there are lots of cases, and majority of the cases since 1986, unsolved eh.
Yeah.
So, isang challenge yun.
Exactly.
Malaking challenge actually.
Yeah, pero Ariel, if we go by the logic of now, legal counsel Sal Canelo, na walang pinapatay si Marcos, sa isang forum sinabi niya, walang na-torture, etika ko paano yung napatay, nag-suicide. Yung na-torture, self-inflicted, yung desaparecido, nag-abroad.
Naligaw.
Paano yun?
Well, that's just him.
Yeah, wala.
So,
Okay.
ayun, tama.
Okay, you asked me about PPA. Okay, let me just go straight to the point. Well, the patches from Duterte or by the President were or are directed at certain media organizations and journalists, it doesn't mean walang chilling effect. I think I can speak for
Of course.
the young millennials, the young reporters na talagang pag nasa press con, hindi na magtatanong yung mga ganon. I think it's it's realistic that we have to talk about it kasi sa tingin ko, doon mag-uumpisa yung paano namin i-conduct yung sarili namin pag mayroong press con o wala. In accordance to our functions and duties as journalists or media workers. Doon pa lang, especially the one, save for the media in Davao. Medyo kabisado na nila kasi yung presidente. So whether we take it as a joke or it's your staff, you know, that's coming from the president. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
So it could be a presidential joke.
Well, whatever pronouncement the president gives, it's taken as official. That's
It's
ano
policy.
gospel truth, parang ganun eh. So, you know, kahit naman sinong nasa pwesto na matino, supposedly, lahat ng sasabihin talagang
hook, line, and sinker
Oo.
policy yan.
Oh, especially that's the president. Eh. But let me just connect it to press freedom. I'm not saying there's none. Actually, sa latest report, medyo, I don't know, it is something to be happy about. Kasi,
Partly free.
Oo. Partly free, pero not free. Diba? Parang ganun eh. Ang indicators on si Sir Danny mag-elaborate niya mamaya. I think they're looking into a lot of indices and factors para masabing free or partially free ang isang bansa. Pero tayo, as media workers, ako, mas younger kasi ako sa kanila.
Sige na.
Medyo,
Okay
You
na.
cannot help but say that.
ako na, hindi, yes, as millennials.
Ikaw din,
No,
you
hindi.
can,
Pag binabanggit kasi sa akin, Sir Mario, yung mga contemporary ko na, can you feel the chilling effect? Honestly, because, iba yung mandate ko, iba yung position ko eh. Wala ako sa beat kasi. So I attend forums, I write and all, pero hindi katulad ng mga other journalists. Pero naiintindihan ko sila. Hindi ko masyadong nararamdaman because I'm not on the ground. Pero as an organization, as one leading an organization, a 53-year-old organization, it's incumbent on us to represent the interest of at least of the newspapers.
Okay.
The problem is that nagkaroon ng criticism because how do we answer, let's say for example, about the tirades of the president sa Inquirer? Or let's say ABS kasi isa, broadcast, that's for
Yeah.
KBP. Sa aming Inquirer. So we met yung board. Sabi ko, hindi pwedeng you protect just the interest of just one. So when we issued a statement for World Press Freedom Day, because we are sort of required and really, that's what we do every year. We talk about media in general. Walang, the interest of all.
Okay.
Sa welfare, media workers.
Not
hindi
just
lang-
PDIs, no?
Exactly, that's my point eh. Kasi kung ano yung, I don't know, I hope it doesn't happen. In the future, baka meron pang pwedeng sampulan yung presidente. We don't know.
Okay.
That's exactly the point, we don't know.
Alright. Jason, you were once with you're still with the foreign press, you're with New York Times today. You were assigned to Afghanistan for some time. Do you feel some danger today under the Duterte administration, especially when some people say, $5,000 lang naman kayo?
Well, personally speaking, yes. Meron talagang danger. If the president says utterances like those na he's saying na bayaran ng press and he may not be doing something to stop you from doing what you're doing. Like, we are free to report whatever it is that we're doing. But it sends a chilling effect, especially to young reporters. Now, if you notice yung mga press ko niya, some reporters don't even say anything. They are intimidated. So yes, it does send a chilling effect.
Okay. Mula sa NUJ,
Nilista ko ito, Sir Melo, kahit ng umaga. Nilista ko para mas madali ng pagkitin. Questions and outright challenges to media's credibility are nothing new under the Duterte administration. Event raised by the chief executive, nangyari niyan dati. Ginawa na ni ating Presidente Erap Estrada. But there are new variants to the attacks and challenges against the mass media. Trolls and the emergence of bloggers and vloggers are ramping things up. It sends also a chilling effect, katulad na sinabi ni Jason, kasi minsan imbis na mas pointed yung reports, nagkuha ka na eh, parang ayaw mo nang or natatakot ka na baka dumugin ka o lamugin ka sa social media.
Trolls.
Recent
Yeah.
case in point,
Yeah, maganda yan.
yung kay Lottie Salarda ng interaction at kay Jamela, talagang napaka-bastos.
yun ang problema ko dahil si Jamila pinapauwi sa sarili ng bansa. Ito ka mas bati. Sabi niya, you go home to your country.
Bigla na yun.
Ito mas bati.
Also, if I may, Jason, tapos ko sandali na rin ito. Also, since Labor Day ngayon, as far as the NUJP is concerned, lumala ang working conditions and labor conditions ng media workers.
How do you handle
Halimbawa, may bloodbath sa standard,
Ako man,
halos
victim ako ng ganyan.
konti lang ang nagsalita, may bloodbath sa TV5, konti ang nagsalita. Very few outfits have real honest to goodness, media workers unions, kapag nag-i-strike po, konti ang nagpapakita ng suporta, even among media practitioners, hindi masyadong kwan yun. Kasi either meron silang sariling problema doon sa mga kanila or parang unspoken policy na kapag mayroong labor problem, halimbawa ang ABS-CBN, nakahimik ang 7 o 5. Kasi halos pareho lang naman din sila ng labor standards and policies.
Oo nga.
Diba? So, wala na lang kibuan kasi masisilip din sila kung gano'n ang pag-uusapan. And then lastly, tingin ko kailangan din natin tignan bilang danger among media workers yung kawalan ng psychosocial intervention dun sa mga nagko-traumatize, sa mga nagko-cover ng EJPs every night. The NJP, alam namin na may mga batang reporters na sandali lang, nag-cover lang ng ilang linggo ng mga patayan ng gano'n, wala na, umalis na.
Depressed na.
Hindi nila kaya.
Eh dahil alam naman ni Joel yan,
Wala
ikaw
tayo.
bagong media, tapong ka muna sa police beat.
Oo nga.
Patigasan ng puso. Professor, from the academy, how do you look at what's going on before we ask the council of the veterans? Believe the environment.
Council of Elders.
Siyempre gaya ng
Di
inanggit
ba,
ng mga
maganda pa
naunang
rin naman.
tagapagsalita na kakaalarma talaga
Si
yung
Mario at
sitwasyon. And I think we can better contextualize the issue by looking at global trends. Halimbawa, kung titingnan natin yung Global Impunity Index ng Committee to Protect Journalists, number 4 yung Pilipinas in terms of impunity index. Kinocompute yung impunity index sa pamamagitan ng pagbibilang ng mga periodistang pinatay at saka yung percentage ng unsolved cases divided by the total population. Ang nakakaalarma, pang-apat yung Pilipinas at yung unang tatlo, yung Iraq,
War-torn.
Syria, at saka Somalia. These are war-torn countries as mentioned by Ariel. Ibig sabihin,
Namatay sa buhay.
hindi naman natin sinasabi katanggap-tanggap yung nangyayari, pero hindi ka magugulat na merong mga periodistang pinapatay doon at unsolved yung killings kasi nga may civil war na nangyayari. Dito sa Pilipinas, parang kung babanggitin natin yung titulo ng isang libro, parang meron kang silent war. Kasi parang may semblance of normalcy, but what is apparent is that there is still that culture of impunity that informs Philippine society. Tapos hindi lang to CPJ kung titingnan natin yung INDITE Global de Impunidad ng Universidad de las Americas Puebla, number 1 ang Pilipinas sa impunity index nito, pangalawa yung Mexico. Kasi yung Universidad de las Americas Puebla, interesado rin yan sa pag-aaral sa impunity kasi sa Mexico naman, ang pagpatay sa mga periodista, hindi pa di umano state-sponsored, kundi yung mga pinapatay ng mga drug cartel, gaya ng nabanggit ni Joel. So, these are concrete indicators that on a global scale, talagang nakikita yung Pilipinas bilang isang interesting case study sa usapin ng culture of impunity, which is the subject of my ongoing doctoral thesis din sa Germany. So, ganun yung sitwasyon. Tapos may binanggit si Ariel kanina on partially freedom of the press sa Pilipinas. Ito naman ay mula sa pag-aaral ng Freedom House. Kasi pinag-aaralan doon yung state of the Philippine press worldwide. Tapos tayo, out of about 198 countries, nasa gitna tayo. Ibig sabihin, may kalayaan pero hindi pa talaga tunay na malaya. Hindi tulad na ilang mga European countries that are rated highly sa Europe. At yung mga nasa dulo, yung mga Turkmenistan, North Korea at iba pa na talaga raw merong pag-crackdown sa freedom of the press. Pero hindi tayo dapat maging masaya na nasa gitna tayo kasi ito ay isang indikasyon din na parang on paper, what we have is freedom of speech. But freedom after speech, what happens after you exercise this so-called freedom, that's another matter altogether. Kasi matindi yung subsequent punishment na binanggit kanina, yung harassment, yung intimidation. Tapos minsan, dahil nga ito yung araw ng paggawa, dapat din tayong maging sensitibo sa ilang mga indikasyon na merong pag-crackdown din dun sa ating freedom of expression coming from the media owners themselves. Yung mga ginagawang pamamaraan para yung makatotohanang pagbabalita at yung malalimang pagsusuri sa mga bagay-bagay ay naisasagawa nga ba talaga o puro trivia at entertainment na lamang ang laman ng
Professor,
balita? Opo.
let me ask you, yung bang pag-aari ng media ng mga manangalakal, nakaka-influensya sa balitang inilalabas?
Magandang punto yan. Kung tututukan natin yung teorya ng propaganda model ni na Herman at Chomsky, oo kagad yung magiging sagot yan. Pero siguro mas maganda nating tingnan sa practical. Wag na tayo magbanggit ng mga partikular na pangalan, pero alam naman natin yung dating may-ari ng isang dyaryo, yung siya mismo ang nakikialam kung ano yung dapat na nasa front page. Yun yung parang pinaka-extreme na
May
kaso.
rest in peace.
Oo, okay, kilala mo siya.
Oo,
Ngayon, ang
kilala
magandang
natin.
balita doon sa jaryong to, medyo may konting independence na at hindi na
Huwag na.
masyadong pinapakialaman yung harap.
Hindi ko
Pero,
na nakikita yung today is Easter Sunday.
oo, wala na,
Oo.
di ba? Wala na siya.
Or classes open today.
Kaya lang, syempre, may kasabihan, di ba? May kasabihan tayo, old habits die hard. Kaya kung mapapansin natin, yung nawala na sa front page, nasa editorial pa rin, di ba? Kasi puro harmless editorials pa rin yung lumalabas.
Of course.
So, isang indikasyon yon. Tapos pangalawang indikasyon din, yung potential conflicts of interest din sa usapin ng pag-aari ng mga media owners dun sa ibang negosyo nila. Halimbawa, kapansin-pansin, yung opposition sa isang cabinet secretary na kumokontra sa interest ng, sige sabihin na natin, pagmimina.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yung sa usapin ng mining, pagka alam mong may-ari ng mining company o may interest sa mining company isang station, parang yung slant ng mga balita at yung pamamaraan ng pagbabalita ay parang umaayon sa
Pro-mining.
kanilang business interest, pro-mining din. So, makikita natin yung ganong klaseng indikasyon ng conflict of interest na kung saan hindi naman natin masisisi directly yung mga reporter. Minsan, parang ang nangyayari ay self-censorship na lamang yung kanilang ginagawa sapagkat hindi na sila kailangan pang diktahan ng mga gatekeeper o ng mga editor at sila na mismo ang nag-a-adjust dahil kumbaga may kasabihan nga sa wikang Ingles, di ba? You don't bite the hand that feeds you. Kaya yung mga ganyang structural inequities at structural infirmities ng media, talagang medyo dapat talagang
Ganda, no?
masuri ng malalim sapagkat para sa mga tao, sa mga audience, dapat maging aware sila sa ganong klaseng kahinaan ng media
Okay.
structurally.
Structurally. Binabanggit kasi ni Mario nung panahon namin sa Veritas, that was a long time ago. Yung freedom of the press depends on the elbow room given by the owners of these stations. A good example is when Meralco was still owned by the Lopezes, pag magtataas ng rate yung Meralco, ang balita ng ABS, may aswang sa Nabotas, may mangkukulam sa Malabon. Nakakalimutan yung increase. Pero nung mabili na ng isang
May
mogul,
UFO.
yung Meralco, tinatalupan na ni Ted Filon yung Meralco hanggang doon na lang. I don't know.
Siguro mabilis lang. Siguro ito yung parang, for lack of a better term, this is the prostitution of the definition of journalism brought about by the media owners. Kasi ang normative standard talaga ng journalism, the freedom is limited by the elbow room provided by the Code of Ethics. Kaya kaya nga may kasabihan tayo, 'di ba? Hindi absolute yung freedom natin. Totoo 'yon. Kasi yung naglilimit sa atin ay yung Code of Ethics. Ito yung standards talaga na dapat
It
nating
restricts us
paninindigan.
from-
Kaya pansinin po natin, ayoko magbanggit ng particular na network. Siguro off the record na lang natin pag-usapan after this.
Wala namang off the
Oo,
record.
tayo lang naman ano.
Tayo lang.
Kasi pansinin natin sa Code of Ethics malinaw na I shall not accept any gifts or any form that would any favor that would compromise my standing as a journalist. Pero sa isang malinaw na ethics manual ng isang istasyon, nakapeg doon kung magkano yung
Depende
pwede
sa
mong
presyo.
matanggap and the peg is 2,500 pesos. Kung i-research po ninyo yon sa Code of Ethics ng isang istasyon, makikita ninyo yung tinutukoy ko po. Pero ito, malinaw na na pag-adjust in order to justify the taking of bribes and gifts subject to certain limitations. Doon sa ibang istasyon, hindi nakasulat, pero ang peg naman, 4,000 pesos.
Wow.
Doon sa iba namang, yung gawain naman ng ilang broadcaster, basta hindi cash, okay lang. Pero kung pag cash hindi pwede, pero pag in kind, okay lang. So minsan may ganong distinction na ginagawa. And I think this is brought about by the fact that there are certain structural infirmities. Siguro huling-huling punto na lang, sa community press, mas malaki rin yung problema ron kasi yung mga owner mismo, nire-require yung mga journalists na mamigay ng solicitation letters dun sa kanilang mga sources.
Marketing din
Oo,
sila.
parang
Lalo na
nagiging...
kung Pasko.
Yeah, oo, isa pa yon. So, ito, unethical to. Kaya lang minsan, yung mga reporter, dahil ikaw yung inutusan, akala mo, it's part of your job as a journalist. When in fact, malinaw dapat yung distinction between you as a journalist where you should maintain your independence kumpara sa kung ikaw ay magma-marketing. Dapat mamili ka kung saan ka lulugar.
What about people who endorse products when they are in the media?
Yun, mali rin po yun. Kasi kahit sa KBP manual, KBP Code of Conduct, malinaw na hindi ka dapat nag-endorse eh. Kaya nga maganda tanungin din yung KBP kung talagang namomonitor ba yung ganong klaseng, ang tawag natin doon stealth advertising o yung product placement na tinatawag. Actually, that's very unethical as far as the
Ano
profession
tawag?
is
Stealth?
concerned.
Stealth.
Stealth advertising.
Advertising.
Stealth
Oo.
advertising.
Kasi yung parang magsisegue ka, kunwari may sunog, tapos yung mga bumbero, sasabihin mo, ngayon pwede na silang magpahinga sa pamamagitan sa pagkain ng restaurant na ito.
Oo.
So magaling magsegue yung isang pang-umagang broadcaster na kilala natin, di ba? At minsan ine-endorse din niya yung anti-diabetes drug daw niya na talagang nakakagaling daw habang nagbabalita. So itong mga bagay na ito, parang it takes root from the practice sa US media rin. Kasi kahit si Bill O'Reilly, yun, pwede natin pangalanan kasi Amerikano. Yun,
Hindi si Anderson Cooper.
hindi naman masyado.
Hindi niya kailangan yun.
Halimbawa, yun, si Bill O'Reilly, may mga ganong endorsements na ginagawa pagka siya ay nagko-commentary. So, walang distinction between news, commentary, and product placement. Ganon din yung nangyayari sa mga ilang radio broadcaster ngayon. Kailangan nyo lang pumihit sa istasyon na sikat sa umaga para mapansin po ninyo iyon. At kahit yung panglinggong programa ng isang host na asawa ng naunsyaming presidential candidate, ganun din yung nangyayari sa kanya, di ba? Kasi may segment na pinapackage as a real, legitimate public affairs program, pero sa bandang huli, malalaman mo, nagbebenta pala ng kung anumang gamot or
Di ba
produkto.
mahirap ang buhay ngayon?
I have a question now.
Yeah.
Apa.
Jason, please.
Yeah, I have a question
Apa,
na.
apa.
You mentioned some people that you have not named, no? Pero there are certain, for example, you mentioned a certain TV network. Paano ngayon kung hindi na sila member ng KBP?
Okay, magandang tanong yan. Meron kasing isang network na hindi member ng KBP, tama yon. Siyempre ito, parang self-regulatory na yung mangyayari sa kanya. At totoo, legally, walang hawak yung KBP. You cannot use the KBP Code of Conduct against this particular network. Pero ang pwede lang mangyari sa kanya, ayun, through media monitoring, yung sa... Ayun, yung nga pala. Ayun, mas alam ni Mario siguro yung working sa NTC. Sa NTC siguro, pwede rin. Pero as far as Code of Ethics is concerned, talagang ang gagamitin natin yung Filipino Journalist Code of Ethics na binuo ng PPI, NTC at to some extent yung UP College of Mass Comm din tumulong.
Just to follow up, but to be realistic about it, how do you hold them accountable?
Medyo mahirap po. To be honest, to be frank, itong network na to na hindi under ng KBP, it's hard to hold them to account. Kasi ang KBP merong sanctions di ba?
May standards of
Like
authority.
offense,
So you call their attention.
You go to the
That's
extent
as far
of
as
only
that
calling
goes.
their attention. As far as KBP is concerned, I doubt kung may magagawa sila.
Sayang kung mayroong KBP dito, mas maganda. Mario, during our younger days, yung yung mga mistiso at mistisa
Not so long
nasa
ago.
television. Pero ngayon, sabi nila kahit mukha kang tampar, pwede na. So, nagbago ba yung standards? Dahil isang bagay kasi dito, we started with typewriters. Now, these guys have smartphones, and then news woman, and then ngayon may vlogger at may pros.
Many things have changed, but something that does not change is media work, the so-called freedom in media, in press, has not changed. Freedom means responsible freedom. Without responsibility, it's an abuse. And therefore, you cannot claim, I'm supposed to have authority to express and say whatever I like without limit. That's not true. Pag wala ka ng limit, abusado ka. At pag abusado ka, wala kang karapatang maging malaya sa media. In other words, we're not talking about industry abuses, no? I'd like to point out that even governments could abuse the freedom of expression. What happened to the inatake ng US ang Iraq? Meron daw na weapons of mass destruction. Internationally, ginamit ang international media to propagate a lie. Binomba ng binomba yung Iraq. Or, ano pa yung isa? Panahon ni Hitler. Di ba? The propaganda against the Jews. Media yan eh. Media ni Hitler yan eh. It's more dangerous when not only interest groups are the ones abusing media, but when governments abuse media. You know, this is, kuidaw tayo dito. Because nakakalusot nga yung industry, the captains of business. Pero bantayan natin, baka ang gobyerno makabusog.
Ngayon, anong reaction ng ating kasama, Madam Belinda? Kasama sa Council of Elders.
Talaga.
The Queen, the Queen.
Alam mo, iba-iba ang mga standards. Kung I've been a journalist since 1983 when the famous Eggy Apostol put up this Mr. and Miss, a very innocuous magazine before, recipes, baby care, etc. When Ninoy died, she changed her mind because the press at that time the control press, refused to publish the pictures of Ninoy Aquino's funeral despite the fact that there were 5 million people in the streets, So Eggy says, come on, we have to do this. So she printed all the pictures of the funeral and converted that little innocuous women's magazine into what became one of the icons of the movement to restore freedom, which was Mr. and Miss Magazine. And so I started as a reporter there. And then, when Eggy decided to put up the Inquirer 3 years later, ayun na, nandun na. And then she said, you write a column. So I began writing, and 25 years I was writing a column for the Inquirer until one day I was told that I was severed. Interestingly, that they accepted my resignation. I had resigned.
But you have not resigned.
No.
And your resignation was accepted.
Accepted daw, yeah.
Ganun
Well,
naman.
those things happen. But let me go back to that point. I think all of us media people have to devise our own code of conduct. I was handling political tidbits, which was my column, and for 25 years, I dealt with politicians, and of all sorts, you can imagine. But I said to myself, I have to put something down. So I said, I'll never accept any money, And one day, one mayor, one who's now a big guy, but he was mayor and he was ousted and then he was reinstated.
Are you referring to Era?
No. Somebody older than that.
Okay.
He's a friend. He was a friend, long friend, and he gave me a little envelope, and I saw it was money. That's the first time I ever saw money given to me in an envelope like that, And so I said to myself, what do I do with this? So I donated it to the school where I am a board member, which is the School of Father Pierre Tritz, which is for the very, very poor students in vocational technical school. So I donated it there, and I made sure I had a receipt, and I gave it to this guy and said, ayan, nakatulong ka tuloy sa ERDA. So you have to, I suppose, devise your own, come up with your own code of conduct. It's difficult but I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I don't want to look like, every time a politician sees me, I look so, shabby, and I will be, automatically this guy will pick up something from his pocket and give it to me. I don't want to look like that. So from the beginning, it was my own standard. I said, I will always dress up well. And I did, and because sabi ko nga, ayokong gawing biktima ng corruption. And I can hold my head very high on that score.
Very well. Congratulations.
Yes.
I'd like to raise two important points. Kanina pinag-uusapan, sabi ko dito yung abuse. Kasi pinag-uusapan ang concentration kasi ng most media people, including myself. Meron tayong right, meron tayong authority, meron tayong, but not license. Kasi pag you feel licentious, abuso na yan.
Privilege lang.
Yeah.
Kailangan meron kang self-controlling mechanism lang to abuse it.
Yeah, that's part of the standard.
Merong point na gusto kong i-point out ngayon. Napapansin niyo ba ang trend ngayon sa national news? Ang mga headlines, inconsequential, yung mga nahiram ng mga CCTV footages. Headline, yung mga international events na big events, national events na big events, naging number 3, number 4, number 5 sa headlines. Ang mga headlines, nanakawan ng bisikleta, inumit yung cellphone. Those are inconsequential news items, and most of the major newscasts are presented that way.
Eh,
What
paano
happened?
yung mga nabubuntis na artista on prime time television?
Oh.
May sinasama sa newscast.
Ngayon, meron pa,
Memo signing lang.
ang isa, baka makalimutan ko dito. Yung meron ding abuso, yung nakikinabang sa press freedom. Ang ginagawa ng ibang nakikinabang, hindi man ako nantutukoy dito ha, ang nakikinabang sa press freedom, yung gumagawa ng mga propaganda, nagpapagamit naman yung media, especially to destabilize institutions, business institutions, government institutions, inaabuso para pabagsakin ng gobyerno, nagsasalita sila ng proven lies. Kinakagat naman ng ibang mga very gullible na mga media people.
Maganda to. Maganda to. Eh, dati ka sa National Press.
Yeah.
Ano pakiramdam mo ron, Mr. Undersecretary?
Yes, ano yun eh, yung sinasabi ni Kuya Mario, freedom of the printing press. Diba? Nolo can be basa, bridging the freedom of the press, kasama na yung freedom of the printing press. Gusto ko tayo tayong dyaryo bukas eh.
Oo nga.
No.
Makikinabang yung renta.
Diba? Ganun eh. But, so sa topic ng I agree with everybody yung about sa issue ng ethics, no? Ethics. Sarap pag-usapan yan. Pag kami roadshow kami, binabanggit ko yan yan. About responsibility also, no? Sabi nga kay Prof. Dan kanina, ganda yun yung sinasabi ni Kuya Mario. Actually, may Supreme Court jurisprudence dyan eh. Yung, you're free. But, sabi ng Supreme Court, merong responsibility yan. So, there's I forgot the exact term, I'm not a lawyer, but meron yun, nasa isip ko lagi yun, you are free, but no freedom is absolute. At a certain degree, there's responsibility. Ang maganda doon, Kuya, yung responsibility yung sinasabi, napakalawak naman yan. Di ba? Vis-a-vis the libel law, yung responsibility, hindi pwede sabihin ng complainant, you should be responsible. Kasi may ibang definition din yung responsible. Pag beyond reasonable, tapos ka na. Acquitted ka, wala ka ng kaso.
Okay.
So, may lusot pa rin, maganda pa rin, although may ganong clause. And when it comes to ethics, ako, halimbawa, ito, again, I don't want to put you on the spot, Kuya, but do you know the first letter in the Journalist Code of Ethics? What's the first letter? Which happens to be the first word? I. So what's the last word? Diba? And the answer to my question is in my question. Word. Diba? Very, very basic, but kumbaga, kahit ako noong araw di ko alam eh. We talk so much about the Code of Ethics that, tanong mo, even the most seasoned journalists around, alam nilang by what's that? Yung thought, but to actually recite each line, no? Wala eh. Very rarely ang nakakasagot. So,
parang security guard, hindi alam yung 11 general orders for safety.
exactly. That's my point. So, it's like a journalist for me who doesn't know his code of ethics. It's like a doctor who doesn't know
Hindi
the Hippocratic Oath. So, you can... Diba? Quack doctor, quack journalist. Parang ganun. So, sa task force, we have initiated, medyo na-offend na yung CHED dito eh. We wrote a letter to CHED na we're requesting na yung mga journal students, MASCOM, tutukan masyado yung sa code of ethics. Diba? So by heart, they should discuss the code of ethics by heart. Pag-recite yan, paglabas ng eskwelahan yan, daig tayo lang sa recitation ng code. Uy, that's violation of the 10th paragraph. Kaya po, kabisado ko lang, I shall scrupulously report and interpret the news, taking care not to suppress essential facts, and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, reaction, Jason. Yung bang sweldo is a factor doon sa performance ng isang mamamayan? Katulad ng pinabanggit na pinagsusulisit ng gobyerno.
akala nila, hindi ko oo nga. Ang
yes.
sinasabi ko lang.
Okay.
Pero
Kasi
ano
it
mabuti?
would,
Oo.
you would have,
John, di ba? Prof.
now, let me go back to the Maguindanao massacre.
Okay.
Marami sa mga
But the concept of
reporters
right.
na nandun na we know for a fact,
Tanong, yun lang.
Oo,
hindi naman sa pagano dahil kasama natin sa media. Marami sa kanila were on that day in the convoy because they were told
Ay, sige,
that they will
mamaya
receive
pagsabi.
something in exchange. It's not, hindi natin, we condemn that, the practice, but we condemn also their killing. So, ito nangyayari yun. In fact, if you go to some wayward press event, makikita mo, yung mga reporters, sasabihin nila, punta ako sa ganitong event kasi nagbibigay daw ng pabaon si Mayor. It happens down. It happens everywhere. In fact, it happens also in Manila, in the Philippines.
Envelopmental.
It's as simple as that.
journalism. So,
Yeah. Meron daw nung araw nga tawag Club 500 eh. Pag nag-press con yung Congress, may
500 yung bibigay
500
sa'yo.
lahat. Oh, yun ang sabi. Pero, but a good salary is not a guarantee.
No, yeah.
no, it's not a guarantee, but it's an incentive.
I can understand their plight.
For anyone
No,
who's
it helps.
receiving, for
It's happened
example,
to have a little money of my own. My
in
husband
fact,
is a
in
general.
some provincial newspapers, I know for a fact
I would
that
always
they don't receive any salary.
So,
Tama na raw yung ID nila.
But not everybody.
Or sa market.
And
Yeah.
sad as it may seem, yun ang
Sometimes
nangyayari.
it's
Okay. Pick up ko sa NUJP at PPI.
Sir, medyo dugtungan ko lang yung sinabi ni Jason. Yung panawagan ng NUJP since it was founded 1983 by Tony Niebla, bigyan ang lahat, lalo na yung provincial correspondents ng living wage para baka mabuhay sila
Yes.
sa pagtatrabaho bilang
Decent salary.
journalists at matanggal yung pressure sa kanila na tumanggap
Right.
ng kung ano man. Pangalawa, dahil kaya na nilang buhayin ang kanilang pamilya doon sa kanilang pagtatrabaho, abay masuhusay sila doon sila gawain at hindi sila o-orbit o hindi sila magsusulat ng naayon kung saan sila pwedeng
Ng propaganda.
pwede silang kumita.
Ano yung pera paganda?
Yun,
Walang pera
living
paganda.
wage, at saka, ito, mga camera person natin dyan, I'm sure meron iba dyan, contractual eh. So, baka naman sakali, like Labor Day ngayon, NUSEC, ano ba pwede panawagan natin? Medyo workers, lalong-lalo na, essential naman ang trabaho nila, gawin na sila regular.
Oo.
O, baka naman
Ganda yun.
i-agency pa sila.
Kaya wala
May contractual din ba?
Raymond, ang sabi kasi nun regular naman silang contractual eh.
Wow!
Sa PPI.
Sinuro na.
Oo nga.
Contractual eh.
Lagi
Ito
namin,
natin ako, nasa malaking network, 5 taon na eh. Contractual pa rin.
oo. Sa mga lectures namin sa PPI, sir, kahit anong seminar yun, there's always a session on ethics. Kahit paulit-ulit yun. Mahirap pag-usapan ng ethics or press freedom pag ang sikmura kumakalam.
Absolutely.
Gone are the days pag sinasabing press freedom and ethics, hanggang gano'n na lang. You have to talk about the economics of journalism. You have to talk
Yes.
about economic rights and welfare of the
Correct.
journalists. Mahirap yung kalagayan yung nasa, I should know, yung bulk ng members ng PPI, say for the big papers in Metro Manila, nandun sa labas. Yung plight ng mga journalists yon, yung kino-contest sila hanggang ngayon, pareho pa rin, tumanda na yung mga journalists, yung pa rin yung problema. Ang problema ngayon, namamana ng mga bata-bata.
Yeah, right.
There's a silent arrangement between the reporter, lalo na dun sa maliit na diary. Ang justification, maliit lang kami. Ngayon, if you want to practice journalism, ito yung arrangement namin. It's not on paper, it's not black and white. Pero pinag-usapan doon, kinalkal namin yung lahat, meron mga bagay dati sa PPA tabu, until finally we open the door and say, we have to talk about us. Kasi nga, we are getting the flack. Ang sabi nyo nga sa amin, kami yung employers eh. Kayo yung mga... Hindi, kami yung employers, kayo yung mga employees, di ba? Yun lang
Oo
yung
nga,
sabi
oo
ng NUJP sa amin. Sabi,
Yan ang magkakontra.
we have to work this out. Kasi walang maliit, walang mababa. Meron maliit, mababa dahil sa sweldo, pero yung pare-pareho tayong gumagawa ng trabaho natin eh. Ang problema lang is that doon sa probinsya, talagang kawawa. Oo. So ang panawagan lagi namin sa mga media owners, ito pa for correspondents, stringers. Correspondents, stringers, maliit na ang kinukuha, ang tagal pang bayaran.
O yun,
Isa 'yon.
pahirapan.
we pose a challenge to all media owners. Sabi namin, pag hindi kaya ng newspaper nyo, wag nyo na magkumuha ng empleyado, wag nyo nang abusuhin. Ginagawa nyo marketing para lang ma-compensate yung hindi nyo pagbigay ng tama. Ang pangalawa, mas mahirap pati doon sa nagko-cover ng mahirap na sitwasyon. Walang resources ang tawag niyan, pang gas or pang transpo, communication, di mo alam kung patay o buhay pa.
Pangsahe, panload. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Maliit na bagay lang yun. Ang ginawa na,
Basic.
I'm just trying to say that there are steps and mechanism. If you have to do it, you can actually do it. Like sa PPI, meron kaming ginawa, sir, na mga insurance for example, if it's election times, merong nagko-cover ng election sa mga hotspots, meron insurance yun for certain number of months, ano. Yung mga ganon, maliit tingnan, pero these are, you know,
it helps.
they really help kasi itong kung hindi may bibigay ng employment nila, there must be an organization like NUJP, TPI, FOCAP or whatever that should look into the welfare of journalists. Hindi man lang maibibigay lahat, pero at least merong ganun baga. Merong ganun mga steps eh.
Napakaganda. I remember I was once a stringer of Reuters. Reuters paid me 100 pesos per article per news item that I sent. But I was making 3,000. Nandiyan pala yung misis ko. I was making a lot of money because of a lot of stories in the Bicol region, from typhoons to insurgency to residential visits and interviews with ambassadors. Talagang pwedeng kumita. At the end of the month, may bayad. Kaya lang, katulad dito, binabanggit mo yung mga stringers. Nakakatipid yata yung mga networks dun sa kanilang citizens journalism.
Yeah.
Ay, sige.
Na yung mga citizens,
Okay, no problem.
sabi nga nila, yung mga patrol na yan.
Crowdsourcing sa social media ngayon, no.
Pero, nakakatipid yung networks. Ano tingin ng PBI yun?
Hindi sa amin yun, ang gumagamit nun sa KBP. Yeah.
Coming from, kahit naman.
Yeah.
Kasi pa
Yes,
nakakatayo.
I understand. Hindi, sa tingin ko, well, my point of view, ginagawa yon under the guise of citizen journalism. But in fairness, sa PPI, tatawag namin doon civic journalism. Meron kaming konting beef doon on people on the ground, not journalists per se, becoming journalists just because they contributed a video clip, an audio clip. Tapos ginagawang legit news. Ang problema lang doon, yun nga, wala na mga reporters pupunta doon sa sitwasyon eh.
Oh.
And they tipid. May tipid ng ano
May
doon.
tipid na, wala kang peligro doon sa rank and file.
Yeah. No, but also the danger is that kung doon ka nagre-rely sa crowdsourcing, ano yung legitimacy ng news? Kasi kung mabilisan lang. Yeah.
Okay. Professor, don't you think yung race for the top echelon sa surveys nakakasira dahil may battle for speed, nawawala yung accuracy?
Magandang punto yan. Kasi sa context ng commercialism, nawawala yung kasabihan ng sa journalism na we would rather be right than to be first. Ngayon, baliktad na eh. Dapat mauna ka, tapos pag may mali, saka mo na lang incorrect. Basta ang bottom line, mauna ka. Mag-update ka na lang. I think this is a wrong practice. Kasi yung scoop mentality na binanggit ni Joel, part yan ng commercialism along with what Mario said a while ago about about press freedom in general. Kasi pag napaghahalo mo yung trivia, yung entertainment sa seryosong balita, ang tendensya
trivia
talaga
becomes headline.
Exactly, the trivia becomes headline. So pag pinaghahalo-halo mo yung mga yan, ang tendency talaga ng mga tao mag-gravitate toward the light news. At saka minsan may tendency rin yung seryosong balita nati-trivialize mo rin. Halimbawa sa Senado, may importanteng diskusyon, pero yung muntik nang magsuntukan na dalawa, yung isa magaling mag-admit, yung isa magaling, yun yung mas nabigyan ng focus.
Right.
Yung isang, President Duterte, banggitin na rin natin, he's a very interesting personality, no offense to him.
Super
Pero
interesting.
kapag may babanggitin siya about independent foreign policy, but at the same time magmumura siya, ang mas nabibigyan ng pansin ng
Mura.
media, yung mura. Sa halip na yung pagpapalalim ng pagsusuri
Yung
kung ano ba itong
substance.
independent foreign policy na binabanggit niya.
Bakit napamura?
So, yun. At kung bakit siya napamura. So, kumbaga yung something as basic as accuracy is forgotten because in journalism, there are two kinds of accuracy. Factual accuracy, which we're all aware of, Pero yung pangalawa na hindi masyadong nabibigyan ng pansin, yung tinatawag na contextual accuracy, which puts in proper perspective statements that are being made. Halimbawa, yung mura, hindi ko sinasabing tama si Duterte na magmura. Pero if we put it in proper context, we would be able to see, number one, where he's coming from, and number two, kung talagang mali siya, mas lalo nating ma-reinforce yung kamalian ng pagmumura niya. Minsan kasi yung pagmumura, parang tinitingnan lang yan bilang sa context ng prim and proper, the right decorum, so to speak. Pero who defines which is right or wrong decorum? Yun yung isang usapin. Now, going back to commercialism ng media, dapat din kasing pagtuunan ng pansin din yung profit-oriented character din ng maraming dominant media organizations. Dahil ito rin yung talagang nagiging susi kung bakit ang nilalaman ng mga balita ay nagiging trivialized. So that's why parang may pressure, internal or otherwise, among reporters and gatekeepers of information na parang gawing sexy ang balita. Okay? And that would partly explain bakit, usapin na lang to ng henerasyon siguro. Noong unang panahon, kahit plain looking ka, hindi ka mestizo, okay lang na nasa TV ka. Pero ngayon, even in journalism school, ang biruan ng mga estudyante, pag ikaw hindi kagwapuhan, hanggang print ka na lang. Kung maganda ang boses, kung maganda ang boses mo, pero pangit ka, radyo ka na lang. Pero kung mestiza ka, kahit walang laman ng utak mo, okay lang. No offense meant to the mestizas or the mestizos out there.
It's not a crime to be a mestiza.
I'm sorry?
It's not a crime to be a
Yes.
mestiza. Pero yung bang ganong approach, yung ba yung bahagi ng pagiging kolonyal natin, ng pagmaputi,
Juvenile.
maganda,
Yeah, that's a good question. Partly, it's because of our colonial mentality kasi ang standards ng beauty natin along Western lines. Kaya kahit pango ang ilong mo, parang ang tingin sa'yo, hindi ka kagwapuhan o kagandahan. Now, how does that translate to media and how does that relate to commercialism? So yung commercialism, parang doon din ina-adapt yung yung standards of beauty natin, standards of acceptability ng news content. Hindi dapat masyadong seryoso ang balita kasi yun na nga, parang ang mindset mababa ang attention span di umano ng audience, which has no scientific basis whatsoever.
Coming from the
level of
academy, ano yung influensya ng unang 4 na istasyon ng radyo sa Pilipinas? Dahil saan nako-confine yung listeners doon sa mga yon. Kahit na magaling ka, kung ikaw ay nasa kanan, nobody will listen to you. Doon sa kabila, kahit bobo ka, hindi mo alam kung ano sinasabi mo, pero nakikinig dahil sa network.
Because of the concept of the captive audience. Yun yung problema So
Captive
kumbaga kahit yung qualification mo to become a broadcaster, for example, it becomes compromised. Kasi nga masyado nang commercialized yung standards ng beauty, standards ng acceptability, kaya kahit kumbaga parang napaka-superficial And notice how stations promote their news. Ang nagiging anchor, halimbawa, ang pinopromote mo yung anchor mismo, hindi yung balita. Yung pagiging stand-upper, I'm sure some of us may be aware of, noong 70s and 80s, bihira mag-stand-upper yung kahit yung mga TV presenters hindi mo nga minsan kilala kung ano pagmumukha nila, hanggang pangalan lang. Pero ngayon, ang stand-up mo, intro, gitna, tapos pati extra. Tapos yung concept ng live news, minsan nagla-live ka sa intro tsaka sa extra lang, pero canned na yung yung pre-tape na yung balita. Kasi that's part of commercialism. Instead of stressing the immediacy of an urgent issue, parang there is a pretension of urgency by just simply giving a live feed in the intro and the extra. Pero sa totoo lang, hindi na naman halimbawa ongoing yung Senate hearing, ang gabi na nangyari, pero sinabi nagsiuwian na po, di ba? Yun yung live mo, tapos ito po ang balita ko kaninang hapon, tapos mag-extra ka saying the same thing. So parang may pretension of urgency pa rin, which is a bit misleading for the audiences.
Okay. Yes.
A quick addition lang sa binanggit ni Professor. Yung sinabi niya contextual meaning, no? As against literal meaning. Ang akin lang worry doon, alam natin ibig sabihin ng contextual pero may mga contextual na it will be opinionated. Then yung opinion, yung bias will come in. When do you stop using your bias and when do you start sticking to facts? That's one. Number two, the matter of protocol, decorum, yung nagmumura. Ang pagkakaalam ko sa decorum, yung mga experts sa sa protocol, Kung anong ginagawa ng hari, kung anong sinasabi ng hari, kung gusto ng hari na kasando, yun ang protocol. Kung anong manner of speaking ng hari, ng presidente, yun ang protocol. Sorry to say.
Can
But
I
I
say
also want
something?
to take off from that kasi di ba ngayon, halos especially with the emergence of bloggers and vloggers, vlogs,
Tama.
kasi kung makikita natin, more on opinion-based na lahat eh. So how do we compete as news writers, as journalists on these things? Kasi paano na? Kasi lahat opinions na. And there are bloggers who are even being paid to write about these things.
May I say something that, earlier before this panel, nag-uusap tayo diyan eh. Kasi strictly speaking, if you look at the books on journalism, ang journalist is limited to writing and talking facts. There's an only after that. If you put your opinion, your bias next to the facts, you stop being a journalist and you become an opinion writer or a columnist. But of course, my friends in writing columns will not totally agree with me.
Generic kasi yung journalist eh. Generic. Now, if you wanna go to the specific, you're opinion writer, you're
Yeah.
something else. Ngayon, I just wanted to point out, sana, we all should strive towards raising the intelligence of our people, no? Because, like, take this big network. My gosh, they spend so many minutes on mga little episodes. May nasunog dito, may maliliit, may inakit na bahay, may I mean, hindi ba ninakaw ang bisikleta? You know, can't we do
Nahuli ka.
something about it? Can't PPIs do something about it?
May use of
Teka, also pa, sabi mo yung mga vloggers, no? Ako vlogger kasi ako. Mula nung umalis ako sa Inquirer, I was separated. They separated me. They fired me summarily.
No, when they resigned without your knowledge.
Yes. You know, I could have sued. But then my husband's
not
health,
worth it.
took a turn for the worse. We were in and out of Fuda Hospital in China. Anyway, ang punto ko, bakit hindi natin pwedeng ayusin ito, hindi ba? Yung ipataasan naman ng antas ng ano. At saka mga vloggers, maybe they're not journalists, but they're opinion
Yeah.
people, no?
It is substantive.
Oh, because what I did after I was summarily fired, I just transferred my column to a blog because my people friends said, "Hey, you cannot stop. You know, you're like you've been running. Don't stop right away suddenly." So my children created a blog for me, and I just transferred. I talk about politics, which was my forte before, and that's it. So it's opinion. I agree with you, but generic nga yung journalistic.
Okay, Jason, kailan journalist ang journalist at kailan opinion ang isang tao? Yan. Coming from a focal point of view.
Well, simple lang naman eh. A journalist is someone who reports what is happening around him. Alam natin yan, yung the usual,
facts.
kung ano nangyayari. You state the facts and that's it. You leave yourself out of what you wrote. Yan ang tenet of journalism that we are taught in the wire services and it's different now if you add your own analysis to a story, which is also
But it's
factually
almost
based.
impossible
It
not
becomes
to.
yes,
It's almost impossible not to.
yeah.
That's-
It is
I
a
don't
fact
think it's
that
possible at all.
No, it can be possible, although it may be a little hard, because that's why you have editors. Sila ang sasalo ng storya mo, and if they see
Sagot
that
na niya.
kulang ang hindi balansyado,
Yun ang pagkakaiba ng
They'll get
vlogger
back.
sa
Yeah.
journalist.
Yun ang trabaho ng
Yeah.
editor. In
No.
that case, I write for China Radio and I report
Journalist kasi,
everything
maraming
that's happening
dinadaan ng
in the Philippines, whether
layers,
it's
layers.
President Rosario,
Vloggers,
Yeah,
wala.
Wala. Kami
That's
talaga.
the only difference.
We're our
That's
own
correct.
We
conscious.
choose
Correct.
not to use my stories.
now,
Yun ang definition
now if
na-
you are an opinion
say
writer,
that,
then,
you say that.
then you have
Check,
much
check,
more
check.
leeway to write about
You say
how you
that.
feel about things.
Yeah.
You say that.
Can I just say something?
Merong i-add lang
Oh,
sandali
sige.
si
Ito,
Yusek.
volunteer ako ni Ma'am Ben.
Miss
I wanted to be the friend of vloggers.
I used to maintain my own
No,
blog.
I'm a
Nung nag-ano pa yan, ma'am. Nung nagsisimula pa lang, may blogspot.com. Hindi ko na na-maintain.
by somebody. Yeah.
Kasi dami magagalit na vloggers.
Yung
Well,
murmuring.
Bubulungan kami ganyan nila Prof. ni Campbell about sino ba yung journalist, no? Actually, magkamukha sila eh. Yung vlogger tsaka yung journalist, magkamukha, except for one very difference, no? Napakaking difference. Yung journalist, maraming dinadaanan.
Betting,
It's like,
research,
betting, counter-checking.
verification.
Alam mo yung verify. Yung vlogger, like. That's the only difference. Both two can be paid. Both of them can be paid. But there's only one huge difference between the two.
Okay. Bahala ka sa sinulat mo. Ganun
Sandali lang, 1 second. But if that is the case, if people know if you're a first class blogger or not, it will not stay long. They will not
First class
read
ka kasi,
you.
ma'am.
They will not read you. You've got to really have
Yung
integrity.
readership ang decide.
I have something
Yes,
bago
yes,
makalimutan.
Yes.
Apart from that requirement,
Yeah.
ang isang requirement really very important for you to be called a journalist. Dapat yung employment mo doon sa isang organization, ang bread and butter mo pala, ang bread and butter mo doon sa organization that churns out journalism. Hindi ka pwedeng, ito ka, pero pwede kang government employee, pwede ka ding ganon, pwede kang
Hindi
ganito.
pwede, hindi
Yun.
pwede.
Ang primary source of income is from journalism.
Yes, yes. From the company.
Yes.
May I raise another point? Binanggit ko na to obliquely. I'll raise this straight. Yung bang mga black propagandists, meron bang rules of press freedom yan?
Ayan. So, sige, dagdagan natin, gatungan natin. Which is real news, which is fake news.
Yeah, yeah.
Ayan.
How do we identify?
Paano malalaman yun?
Especially
Oh,
online.
from the
Lalabas yan at
academy.
lalabas.
Yan, let's have it.
Lalabas at lalabas yan.
Siyempre, sa pagkalahatan, meron tayong tinatawag na freedom of expression. Pero freedom of expression doesn't mean the freedom to be stupid or the freedom to be spreading
Fake news.
lies, fake news or whatever, or lies. Kaya nga, how do we distinguish? Siyempre, meron namang counter-checking measures. In fact, yung Facebook mismo, di ba? Nakita yung realidad ng fake news. Pagkat ayaw nilang aminin na sila ang may dahilan kung bakit naboto sa White House yung isang Pangulo na hindi karapat-dapat.
Nadadalaw sa Pilipinas sa Nobyembre.
Oo.